So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me and why I'm doing this. I would say it started when I was a kid, of course. It always does. I was kind of like overly honest. I had this really active inner world, and I would just blurt my ideas out. I was very open and would just say whatever was on my mind, whatever was going on inside of me, and just share openly, because I kind of thought that's what life was about, right? And right away, though, I noticed that I was getting like shocked looks from others. I would get, the looks of surprise and like strange faces. And so clearly I wasn't saying what was expected, or my ideas were different or weird, or at least that's what I thought. I started thinking of myself as weird, like what's going on with me? What's weird about me? Why are the things that I'm saying getting such strange looks? So now when I say that I'm weird, people are like, why do you think you're weird? And I would say it goes all the way back to when I was a kid. I started getting this idea when people were having these responses to the things that I was saying. And I didn't love it. I didn't love feeling weird. So I definitely spent a large part of my life trying to smooth it over, tame it, tone it down, do more of what was expected instead of this unexpected look that I kept getting from people. And it didn't work. It was a total fail. Everybody who knows, who has tried this knows that it is, no point. No point. It didn't work. But because I loved inner worlds and connection and making associations and metaphors and the human condition and growth, I thought psychology must be my place, and I studied psychology, went through into grad school with psychology, and I did enjoy that, definitely. It gave me a lot of the idea exploration and the meaningfulness and the connection stuff that I loved. But because I had such a rich inner world, I kind of tended to get too abstract. Things started to feel too abstract, like ideas only, and so there was that. I wanted something to feel more real, and I wanted to feel like it was actually happening or doing, or, there was something action-based that I wanted some more of. But also I felt limited. I felt like in psychology I still had some limits, and I wanted no limits. I wanted less limits, the fewest possible, on what kind of associations I could make. I mean, I wanted to pull from everywhere, and what kind of things we could explore or try, and what type of subjects we could discuss, and what types of ideas I could throw out. And I wanted there to be no limits on just what we could explore and expand with, because I felt like we needed all options in order to really do this thoroughly and to have the most fun doing it. So I took a detour, especially because I wanted that active side. I took a complete detour and did aerial dance. I got involved in aerial dance, which is a really athletic form of dance. Started performing and teaching. I even opened up my own facility and taught a lot of aerial dance students over the years. And that was the direction that didn't seem like psychology, but I always make the joke, because one of the things that happened right away, or that I noticed right away, is that, like, hey, when we're actually doing something and trying something with our physical body and, in action, laughing too, because we're trying things out of our norm, and we're playful about it, because you've got to, if you're going to flip upside down and try this move or that move, growth happens. Growth happens naturally as like a byproduct. People were doing real work on themselves, really changing and really growing and really expanding, and their inner world was becoming more something that they were in touch with, more connected, just as a byproduct of trying aerial dance. It was just an easier access point to really have these experiences that you're doing in real motion influence or inform you, show you, prove to you what's going on in the inner world. You could hear your own voice in it, all of it. So I was like, woo, this is amazing. This is great. This is where it's at, playfully approaching this stuff and making sure there's action in it and real experiential stuff. So, that plus I also had kids, and my kids further confirmed that play was the way. Play was the way to find the most depth and the most satisfying layers of personal expansion, growth, whatever, all the stuff that I loved, all of the associations and meaningfulness, it was in play. And so, yeah, then those are the things that I took and decided, like, okay, let's do this. Let's make some games. And that's what I've done here with Bring Connection Back. And this very site that you're on, we have lots of different games. We're always working on more. And these games are unique because they're games. They're truth or dare style challenges that are meant to actually embody things. I mean, I had so much going on in my inner world, like ideas. I love playing with ideas and metaphors. And in case you don't know, I have a podcast, Life is a Metaphor, that's all about metaphors. And I love that. But they didn't come alive and feel real and feel totally embodied until I brought in that playful and action part of things. And honestly, I wasn't always very good at that. That's a whole different story. But as a kid, I felt really self-conscious because I felt weird. And so, no, I didn't do that. But then when I did, things just came to life. And so that is what I'm trying to do here with these games. That is the whole point. It's like, let's do the embodied stuff, the stuff that makes life feel real, that makes connection come alive and be real. So we have these truth or dare style challenges in every single different category that we could think of, and we're always thinking of more. And they're games. We toss them out, you give them a try, you have to commit to really trying them, but then you get to be in action, and that action makes you feel more alive and deepens you as a byproduct. You get more connection in your life without even trying as a byproduct, simply because you are experimenting and being fully alive, and you're getting in touch with the inherent core of who you are because play brought you there, not because a philosophy did. I mean, this is not like being a listening student that's sitting there listening to the philosophy or the ideology or the methodology or getting some advice and getting all the should be, kind of things lined up and trying to make those should be's actually happen, and using all this effort to get the philosophy to come to life. Like, no, it happens seamlessly and naturally and effortlessly, because I feel like it's kind of the way it was intended. There's so many things that we learn through play and through action, and so deepening and connecting more fully with ourselves and getting more meaningfulness and feeling more alive and excited about life, that happens through action and trying things and play too. And it's so much more powerful and so much more impactful when it happens that way, rather than just the ideas and the inner world only. You bring it into the outer world, and it informs and nourishes and expands the inner world too. Both have to be happening. So that's what we're trying to do, and it's a beautiful thing. It's like the most beautiful metaphor I've ever seen, and you know how I love metaphors. Just that without even trying, without even putting effort in, other than trying the games. You do have to make a commitment, take the risk, get yourself out of your norm and try something. But then beyond that, part of the exhilaration and the laughter, and all the energy that you build up in jumping off of that cliff is the very thing that makes the expansion and the deepening in yourself, or the deepening with other people in your life, or the deepening with these other areas in your life that may be stuck or stagnant or causing you problems. It just happens as a byproduct. It happens seamlessly. And so I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I hope that you will participate with us and let all of the different places in your life get some more connection in them through playing. I think of it like a circuit board. We want to light up that circuit board in your life and bring connection back to all of those different circuits that you have that are possible in your life, so that you feel more alive and like you're living life fully connected, all circuits fully connected. Through play. Just by playing, You feel like you're doing it. You're living life. You're not thinking about it. You're not planning for it. You're living. So give them a try. I hope you love them.